Thank you very much indeed, School Captain. Our chief guest today, Mr. Ruben Kipturgo, representing the Principal Secretary in the State Department for Basic Education, Mr. John Ololtua, the British High Commissioner to Kenya, Your Excellency Matt Bow, Chair of the Starehe Managing Committee, Mr. David Muredi, and all members of the Managing Committee and Board of Management present today, President of the All Starehean Society, Brother Daniel Cheng, and all members of the OSS Executive Committee present with us today, the Chairman of the Trustees of the Griffin Memorial Endowment Trust, Brother Noah Meli, and all trustees of GMET present today, all our sponsors and funders joining us on this auspicious occasion, fellow All Stareheans, my colleagues on the staff, both teachers and Mission Foundation staff of both the boys and the girls centers, our esteemed parents, the ladies and the men of Starehe Girls and Starehe Boys Centers respectively, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. Our chief guest, we are particularly delighted to have you preside over this 67th Founders Day, given your familiarity with Starehe, seeing that you are serving as the Regional Director of Education for the Nairobi region. We are delighted to welcome you here today as you represent the Principal Secretary, Mr. Ololtua. Your Excellency, High Commissioner Matt Bow, we are honored to count you amongst our guests today, given our historical connections with the United Kingdom and indeed the royal family. The Director's address on this occasion is normally a report on the state of the Centre over the last 1 year, and I beg your indulgence to allow me present a quick summary of this. But even as we will be recognizing victories and achievements over the last year, I wish to begin by noting the losses to our community that we have suffered in this period. Our students have lost parents, grandparents, and siblings. Our staff have lost family members. We have lost fellow Old Stareheans from various class groups, and Starehean brothers and sisters have lost family members, and we have lost former colleagues as well. With the indulgence of our chief guest, I'll ask us all to be upstanding to observe a minute of silence in honor and memory of all those that we have lost since we were last gathered here for our Founders Day. May their souls rest in eternal peace, and may their loved ones be granted grace and resilience. You may be seated. As we mention at every Founders Day, our founders in their wisdom determined that Starehe would be an institution that places equal weight on character formation and leadership development as it places on academic results. The primary means by which we achieve this is the vast array of co-curricular activities that are available to the men of Starehe seated before you today. Our Scouts, officially known as the 14th Nairobi City Troop, continue to uphold a legacy of discipline, leadership, and service. This past year has been characterized by exceptional competitive success, robust membership growth, impactful community outreach, and strengthened alumni relations. The troop successfully recruited 60 grade 10 students in this year, bringing the active registry to 120 scouts. They have actively participated in a variety of camps and hikes. They have participated in the regional competitions held earlier this month, in which the troop entered 2 patrols and secured positions 1 and 2. Both patrols therefore qualified directly for the forthcoming national competitions scheduled for next month, and are very confident that once again they will be Kenya's representatives to the East Africa Scout competitions later in the year. The troop hosted the Scout Commissioner Mark Aiden from England, who has been very supportive of our Scouts over the years, showcasing the international reach of Starehe. Our alumni Scouts have continued to be actively engaged with our present Scout troop. The President's Award Scheme continues to be one of the most popular activities at the Center. Over the past year, the scheme has organized expeditions at all levels and engaged in community service initiatives. The students have climbed Mount Longonot, explored the Aberdare Ranges, trekked through the Kaseve Hills, crossed rivers in Sagana, and hiked through Ngong Hills, building resilience, discipline, teamwork, confidence, and respect for the environment. In the area of sports and games, our student athletes have done very well over the past year. Our hockey, volleyball, and soccer teams made it to the regional competitions, and one badminton player will be representing the region at the national competitions. 3 of our track and field athletes qualified for the National Secondary Schools Athletics competitions and put up a commendable performance. Worth mentioning specifically is one of our 3rd form students that you will be seeing later in the prize-giving ceremony. His name is Emmanuel Ronje. Emmanuel is a special student and competed in the special category of the national competitions, winning the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 400 meters. As I mentioned, Emmanuel is a special student with ambitions of being a scientist, but he has a congenital handicap, what's known as a congenital amputation of one arm, that may deny him his dream. It is our ambition at Starehe to be able in the fullness of time to equip Emmanuel with a bionic arm that will allow him to achieve his aspirations. And ladies and gentlemen, when the time comes, this is an expensive venture, we will come to you to support Emmanuel, who is a truly outstanding young man. The Center remains an active member of Round Square International, a network of 300 leading schools in 50 countries across the world that practice holistic education, such as is provided in our Starehe schools. We remain the only public school in the organization, the rest being high-cost private schools. Our students actively participate in weekly Round Square Zoom sessions with students from around the world. In December last year, 4 of our students participated in a service project in India, gaining invaluable cultural experience and exposure in the process. In March this year, 4 of our students and 2 teachers represented the school at the Round Square Africa Regional Conference in Cape Town, South Africa, and as always, were the talk of that conference. In April, 35 students and 3 teachers represented the school at the Aspiring Scholars Conference at Oxford University in the UK. This is the biggest delegation Starehe has ever sent to an international meeting, and once again, our students and our staff distinguished themselves. Several of our students have been selected for gap year programs in fellow round square schools. In 2025, we had 2 students in a school in Colombia and 1 in a school in Thailand, and next month we send 2 more to each of those countries. A 5th student has been selected to join Eglon College in Switzerland, which is a fellow round square school, on a full 2-year scholarship for the International Baccalaureate program. These exchanges continue to strengthen our international connections and create life-changing opportunities for our students to grow, serve, and engage with the wider world. Our International Affairs Office continues to foster global citizenship, carrying forward a visionary tradition that began in 1967 when our founder Geoffrey Griffin sent the school's first ever exchange students to the UK's Bishop Stortford College. Today, this legacy of international friendship thrives as Starehe is right now, as I'm speaking to you, hosting 20 students and 4 staff members from the Netherlands under the Global Exploration Program, marking a partnership that has seen us welcome over 70 visitors since 2025. This enduring connection has also inspired the Dutch organization Wilde Ganzen to generously commit 4.7 million shillings across 2 phases for the renovation of the school's dining hall, which, needless to say, is the most important building in this school. This year, we also welcomed 4 volunteer teachers from the United Kingdom, Australia, and Switzerland. They spent varying periods with us, teaching, coaching, and mentoring our students. It is our hope that in the course of the next year or so, we too will be able to send our teachers out into the world to carry the culture of Starehe and the pride of our nation to all these friends that we have in all the continents. The Debate Club continues to deliver great performances through rigorous preparation, sharp wit, and unmatched eloquence. Our debaters have conquered stage after stage, bringing pride to our entire community. They have won numerous medals and trophies at the inaugural Olympic Values Education Program, the 7th Nairobi Opens Debate Championship, and the 11th and 12th Mashujaa Debate Championships. Due to their outstanding performance, they have received numerous invitations to participate in debates internationally. Unfortunately, limited resources have not enabled us to send them to those debates, but they remain truly outstanding young people. The intellectual rigor, research habits, and critical thinking cultivated in debate have translated into academic triumph, and our debaters continue to excel in our national examinations. The men of Starehe, through the voluntary service scheme, continue to offer service in public and private hospitals, in law courts, in county governments, in CDF offices, in libraries, at the Attorney General's chambers, at the Department of Immigration, at the Business Registration Service, at the National Archives, and in many other places and organizations, both public and private. The feedback from the institutions where our young men have served has been overwhelmingly positive, with excellent reports on their enthusiasm and readiness to learn, personal grooming, courtesy and politeness, timeliness, and commitment to excellence. Since our last Founders Day, over 300 students have served their communities through this program, totaling more than 3,000 working days or 8 years of dedicated community service, shaping our young men into compassionate, responsible, and service-minded citizens. The Model United Nations continues to excel. They have had sessions with several schools, participated in the Model United Nations Global Workshop and mock debate hosted by AMREF International University and the Sub-Saharan International Model United Nations. The young men in the Model United Nations are so dedicated to their club. When on one occasion the school could not get the transport to take them to one of these functions, they actually raised money to help the school ensure they attend that function. That is the spirit that we nurture in this institution. Their performance at all these events has been overwhelmingly dominant, winning them medals, certificates, and accolades for their understanding of international affairs and the UN protocols and their debating prowess. Our Confucius Club, or Chinese Club students, participated in the annual Chinese Bridge competition held at the Confucius Institute at Kenyatta University in May, showcasing their skills in Kung Fu and singing. Growing from our Confucius classroom, we are now offering Mandarin as a formal classroom subject to our grade 10 students. And I believe, in our usual trailblazing way, Starehe is actually the first public school that is offering Mandarin as a formal examinable subject. Our readers and writers clubs continue to promote a reading culture amongst our students in collaboration with the Kenya National Library Services, the Chandaria Foundation, E-Kitabu, and Moran, Longhorn, and Oxford publishers. We organized 2 reading festivals that brought together more than 25 schools. The clubs are currently engaged in a book drive to boost the titles available to our students. Please donate any books that you may have, that you found transformative, and that you may not be in need of now. Help us turn this wonderful generation away from the screen to the printed word and all the benefits that it brings. At Starehe, we insist that our students must practice their faith as recorded and recognized at the time of their admission. We have 4 large faith communities amongst the students: the Christian Union, the Young Catholic Society, the Adventist Student Society, and the Muslim Society. All of these continue to encourage routine observant living, while also organizing special events such as rallies, talks, and retreats. We take spirituality so seriously at Starehe. Even our small Jehovah's Witnesses student community has a member of staff that will go to a kingdom hall with them every Sunday to enable them receive appropriate spiritual nourishment. At Starehe, we are cognizant and grateful for the invaluable and immeasurable blessings that we have received from the Almighty. The Drama and Film Club continues to flourish as a hub for nurturing artistic expression and performing excellence, showcasing the outstanding artistic talents of our students. We presented various entries at the zonal, county, regional, and national levels at the National Drama and Film Festival, performing well in a variety of classes, including a 5th place at the national level for one of our pieces, the piece that was presented as our first entertainment piece earlier this morning. That young man is in grade 10, his name is Mark Mutuma, and he has a great future indeed, as other great Starehe performers have had in the past. Our Environmental Conservation Club remains active and engaged. The club is currently managing 285 trees on campus, and their participation in local and international climate and conservation events has been recognized and commended. Our St. John cadets have participated in various community service initiatives and registered outstanding results in competitions. Our junior and senior ambulance first aid teams won both first and second positions in their respective categories at the county competitions. The drill team was also placed first. The first aid teams replicated this performance at the regional competitions and will be representing Nairobi at the national competitions next week. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure just like me, having watched the drill team earlier on, you must be wondering how it is that they did not win. But we know strange things happen. Our Red Cross Club did equally well, winning at the county competitions and registering second place at the regional competitions. The members have received intensive training in first aid, emergency response, and fire safety. We participated in the Economics Olympiad program for the very first time. Following a competitive selection process, 30 of the men of Starehe were chosen for the regional Kenya Economics Olympiad held at Strathmore University, where they were placed third. A remarkable debut appearance considering the limited preparation time they had and the fact that we had no previous experience in this particular area. 3 students were subsequently selected for the Kenya Economics Olympiad 2026 bootcamp, with rigorous training in economics, financial literacy, and business case analysis, preparing them for advanced national level competition. One of our seniors, Newton Clark, placed third during the bootcamp and was selected to represent Kenya at the ongoing International Economics Olympiad in Shenzhen, China. At the Junior Kenya Economics Olympiad, our students performed equally well, and a number were selected to represent Kenya at the East African Economics Olympiad to be held in August this year. We wish to particularly thank all donors, some known to us, some not known to us, that helped raise the money to send Newton Clark to China. The slightly over $500,000 shillings that was required for it was well beyond our means. But as always, Starehe has friends, and those friends came through for us. Thank you very much indeed. One of the biggest events last year, chief guest, was the Griffin Memorial Bikeathon. This is an event that we inaugurated to keep the memory and legacy of our founders alive and in present mind. During this bikeathon, 10 young men of Starehe cycled 1,100 kilometers from Busia to Mombasa, and in doing so, really reminded all of us in this nation and beyond of the wonderful legacy of our founders, and in the process even raised a little money for the center. This year we will be having the second Griffin Memorial Bikeathon. We will have 14 students cycling this time. They will be covering the same distance of 1,100 kilometers from Busia to Mombasa, and they hope to raise money to educate their brothers, both present in the center now and in future, in addition to letting the world know of the great founders that this institution had. Chief guest, with your indulgence, I'd like to ask you if you could come and symbolically flag off our Griffin Memorial Bikeathon team for 2026. And if I could ask you, Chairman, to join in, and Your Excellency to join as well, so that we can flag off these young men on their odyssey that begins on the 3rd of August.